Senate member. I take is welcome family and cricket and community of this favorite cinema. I welcome new Nagaraja from Ulfikar. He is a keynote speaker of this world. I also welcome co-convened Dr. Subhash. I welcome vice principals of Bakri College Dr. Kitty Yangani, Professor Della Samana, and Professor Douglas. I welcome all the dignitaries to this part of India. Vice Principal, including very staff and peers. First of all, I would like to request Principal as concerned of the big
तर बाहेर बरेचसे थांबले त्यांना जरा ऍड करा ना.
ते आपली काळी पकड उद्या.
हा. एकच मिनिट.
एक मिनिट, तुम्हाला पण कोर्स पहिले तयार करतो.
हा,
तुम्हाला कोर्स केला तर आता
हा,
तुम्हाला त्याचं नाव पाहिजे ना, इंग्लिश मध्ये या.
हा,
दिसतंय का?
हो हो हो.
ओके. त्याच्यानंतर आलू पारमुळे
हो घ्यायचं.
घेतलं. साहेब पण आलेला आहे का?
हो साहेब पण आलेत, साहेब.
साहेबांनी घेतलं.
हो.
अजून नाव सांगा सर पटापट.
अभिषेक कुमार
कुमार.
गाडवे.
अभिषेक कुमारनं घेतलं.
हा,
हा.
त्यानंतर अनंत पवार. त्यानंतर अर्पिता कातबाने.
अर्चना.
अर्पिता अर्पिता.
अर्पिता.
हा,
घेतलं.
त्यानंतर अश्विनी कातबाने. हा,
फक्त
हा.
बाकी सगळे काढून टाक.
त्यानंतर दीपक लोखंडे. हा,
हा.
त्यानंतर किशोर लिपारे.
चल,
किशोर.
हा,
एकच
किशोर लिपारे.
हा. हॅलो. हा.
आपलं हे करून तुमचा म्यूट करा.
हॅलो. सर आता म्हणजे बरेचसे अजून बरेच हा,
आणि त्याच्यात तुम्हाला कोहोस्ट मी तयार करून दिले.
ओके ओके. मग यांना पॅनलिस्ट मध्ये घ्यायचं का अटेंडिंग मध्ये घ्यायचं?
सरच असं माहिती स्टॉक्सच पडलं.
आहे तुमचं जो हे सगळे पॅनलिस्ट मध्ये राहणार आणि बाकी तो अटेंडिंग मध्ये राहणार.
तो ऑटोमॅटिक होतोय ना तिकडं जॉईन?
हा, जॉईन करा, ते सगळे होणार.
हॅलो. अहो करा की हे करा ना, चालू करा की, चालू करा ना. हॅलो.
सर काय होतंय आपलं?
हा करतायत मॅडम करतायत चालू करतायत.
चालू करायला सांगा ना त्यांना, कारण म्हणजे साहेबांना पण आपल्याला स्क्रीनवरती यायला आवाहन मी करते आणि मग सुरू करा तुम्ही लगेच.
हो लगेच सांगितलेलं त्यांना निरोप दिलेला आहे.
नाही ती बोलायला लागलीये पण तिचं हे नाही, ऐकू नाही येते, तिचा माईक बघा, ती चेक करा. हॅलो, काही ऐकू येत नाहीये सर. ऐकू नाही. भाग्यश्री
भाग्यश्री मॅडम,
ऐकू येत नाहीये. भाग्यश्री मॅडम,
भाग्यश्री मॅडम ऐकू येत नाही तुमचा आवाज.
तुमचा आवाज काहीच ऐकू येत नाहीये भाग्यश्री मॅडम. नाही नाही, ऐकू नाही येते मॅडम. भाग्यश्री मॅडम, नाही येते आवाज तुमचा.
हॅलो हॅलो
वावळ सर,
हा
त्यांचा आवाज ऐकू येत नाहीये बघा, नाही तर दुसरं कोणीतरी पटकन सुरू करा. 11:10 झालेले आहेत आपले ऑलरेडी.
भाग्यश्री मॅडम अनम्यूट करा तुम्ही.
त्यांनी अनम्यूट नाही केलेलं, त्यांना सांगा जरा, त्यांचा माईक त्यांनी म्यूट ठेवलेला आहे तसंच. फोन करून सांगा त्यांना.
हॅलो भाग्यश्री मॅडम.
भाग्यश्री मॅडम, ऐकू येत असेल तर अनम्यूट करा तुमचं.
हॅलो हॅलो, गुड मॉर्निंग.
अहो अनम्यूट करा की तुमचं. हॅलो हा हा ठीक आहे ठीक आहे.
हॅलो 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 हॅलो, आवाज येतोय का? हॅलो
सर आवाज येतोय तुमचं.
हा काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे चालू करा ना.
हाँ तो आता कन्व्हेनर सब बोलना चालू है सर. वेबिनार जो हे है ना,
त्याचा आवाजच येत नाही ना.
आवाज थोडीशी बारीक येतोय सर. सुभाष सर.
हा बोला सर.
हा सर.
हा एकच मिनिट सर, एकच मिनिट. झगडे सर चालू करतायत. हा
फोन पण वाजला.
हॅलो सर. हा सर तुम्ही चालू करा, होत्या बागेश्री मॅडम होत नाही. हा कर. हो
अहो त्या मॅडमचा म्यूट केलेला आहे, व्हॉइस म्यूट केलाय, ते ऑन करायला सांगा ना.
येते.
गुड मॉर्निंग. 2 मिनिटातच आपण आपला वेबिनार सुरू करतो आहोत. ऐकू येतोय सगळ्यांना? गुड मॉर्निंग कदम साहेब.
गुड मॉर्निंग. गुड मॉर्निंग.
बावळ सर, झगडे सर आले का स्क्रीनवरती?
हो झगडे सर आलेत.
हा. झगडे सर सुरू करा.
Okay. Good morning, all of you. It gives an immense
Good morning.
pleasure to welcome you all. Pune District Education Association, Vagire College, Sasford, and Department of Commerce has organized 3 days national webinar on digital era and pandemic situation. On this occasion, I would like to welcome Honorable Advocate Sri Sandeep Kadam sir, Secretary of PDA and Senate Member of Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. I take privilege to welcome Honorable Principal and convener of this webinar, Dr. Sushma Bhosle ma'am. I welcome the keynote address, U. Nagaraja from Udupi, Karnataka. I also welcome the convener of this webinar, Dr. Subhash Pawal sir, Dr. Satish Bungane sir, Head, Department of the Commerce, Vagire College, Sasford. I welcome all the dignitaries, delegates, participants from the different parts of India. And first of all, I would like to request principal and convener of this webinar, Dr. Sushma Bhosle ma'am, to give an introductory speech of this event.
Thank you, Zagde sir. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of PDA's Vagire College, Saswad, I welcome all of you. I welcome Honorable Advocate Sandeepji Kadam Saheb, Honorary Secretary of PDA and Senate Member of Savitribai Phule Pune University. I warmly welcome Professor Nagaraja, Government College, Udupur, who is the today's Honorable Speaker of this national webinar. And of course, our 3 panelists, which are valuable for us, 3 our Vice Principals, Dr. Bongane, Professor Memane, Professor Dagesar, and all the participants of various colleges from all over India. Today, 26th May, death anniversary of our PDA founder, Honorable Babu Rauji Gholab Saheb. I convey my tribute to him from all of us. Again, I warm welcome to this 3 days national webinar on digital era and pandemic situation organized by Vagire College, Saswad. Dear friends, our 3 vice principals are going to be retired on coming 31st May. This webinar is organized to felicitate them for their more than 30 years academic work, contribution to Pune District Education Association and Vagire College, Saswad. Dr. Bongane sir, Professor Memane sir, and Professor Dhage sir. Bongane sir currently working as a Vice Principal and Head of Commerce Department. Memane sir as a Vice Principal and Head of the Department Geography. And Dhage sir, he is Vice Principal of Science Stream and he is working as Head of Mathematics Department. These all 3 of us, sir, we miss you a lot in the future. And best wishes for your healthy and happy life from all of us. Our Waghire College Saswad was established in 1972 and recently re-accredited by third NAC cycle with B++ grade. We have more than 5,000 students learning in various streams of UG and PG courses, and we are also running 4 courses. Our motto is Bahujan Hitai, Bahujan Sukhai, and we are following the path of serving for rural people. Dear friends, from last 2 months, we are facing coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic global health crisis. This pandemic is moving like a wave, and this COVID-19 is much more than health crisis. As you all know that this COVID-19 pandemic is having a profound impact on social and economical life. Also, this COVID-19 pandemic has affected education system worldwide, leading to the near total closures of schools, colleges, and universities. As of 24th May 2020, approximately 1.725 billion learners are currently affected due to closure of all educational institutes in response to pandemic. Though our country has agriculture-based economy, this pandemic has provided a new start for digital infrastructure development. While the country contributes to live in lockdown, the impact of COVID-19 is bringing some changes in behavior and habits of our people. In terms of media, entertainment, and online uses, but not limited to digital platforms and television news, etc. People are consuming more online content even while cooking, exercising, and working from home during these unusual times. In this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, we are experiencing wider acceptance of online services and boosted connectivity among diverse type of industries. Now, all we have to accommodate with digitization, and what we actually need is preparedness. After COVID-19 outbreak, the digital era with innovations would be helpful in every field of daily life. New era of digital workplaces after much more promising potential. So this webinar will be platform to share the views on global economy, is digitization, and further avenues getting over the hurdles of rural part of India. On the ground of this COVID-19 pandemic, this webinar would be fruitful for all participants to develop and create new views and applications with new implications. On behalf of Waghire College, I again very much thankful our Honorary Secretary Kadam Sahib, who is always motivating us to create all new things and give support for all the activities. Kadam Sahib, thank you so much. Our 3 vice principals, Dr. Bongane sir, Memane sir, Dhage sir, again from all of us, by heart, I wish you all the happy, healthy, and happy retired life. And for all the participants, you definitely get something fruitful from this webinar. So I again welcome you and request you to attend this 3 days webinar. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your best wishes and introductory speech. Now, may I request Honorable Advocate Sri Sandeep Kadam sir to inaugurate this webinar by giving some insights through your inaugural speech. Please, sir.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the PDA, I welcome to Dr. Nagaraja, who come from the Udupi Kandapura Government of College. I welcome all the delegates and participants in this 3 days national level webinar on digital era and pandemic situation organized by Department of Commerce, Waghire College, Saswat. As you know that the coronavirus pandemic is having the profound impact on the social and the economic life. The digital economy and transformation will possibly to create the avenue for the country like India. We cannot predict the huge crisis and the restriction is getting for the country, getting the deeply in touch with the digitization from all the aspects in the form of the economic situation. In the ongoing the COVID-19 pandemic, we are witnesses three major occurrences across the globe. One is the wider acceptance on online services, a requirement of the internet services for the convention industries, boosted connectivity among the diverse types of the industries. The government across the globe are the gradually developing the digital infrastructure and the engineering the capability to face the pandemic and the eliminate the spread of the COVID-19 through the community-driven contact tracing the technology. This enables the citizen to react ascertainly and the promptly pandemic diseases with the set the digital tools help the spread timely and precise the information of the citizen.
Yeah.
The pandemic situation has
1 minute.
created roadmap for the
It's
better
not
future.
getting started. 1 minute. Okay. Thank you very much.
The virus has provided the new start of the digital infrastructure development using the cloud, big data, and the artificial intelligence application creates room for the industry to develop and build the new business models that help the people to understand the severity of the pandemic diseases and ensure the preventive measures. Today, the greatest risks of the worldwide, the transparency that we had gained through this current COVID-19 situation, we now understand that we were not geared up for this pandemic situation. The next pandemic is not a matter of if it is happen, but when it is happen, we would have to be prepared in advance against the pandemic at the individual and the collective level. But we actually need the preparedness. Indeed, the technology has advanced more and will continue to advance the expansionally, but the women institutions and the society need to accelerate the adopting to it, continue investing the building, the technology system for the preparedness. After the COVID-19 outbreak, the digital era with the innovation will helping the fight future public health emergency in a timely, systematic, and the claim manner. The well-established process will continually ensure that people and the socializing, no one feeling the isolate and the falling through the cracks. That's really important right now, especially with all the fear and the insecurity we are feeling at the moment. Unlike the opportunity of digital workplace, we now need to ensure in the new era of the organization of the work. The new era of digital workplace offer the much promising potential, but to transform this dream into reality, digital workplace must be embedded in a culture of the close interaction and the cooperation. This will allow us to combine the gain in the productivity with the creative and innovation. This is I my tongue language is in Marathi. That's why I decided to express my thought in Marathi language. नमस्कार. पुणे जिल्हा शिक्षण मंडळाच्या सासवड महाविद्यालयाच्या वतीने आज आपण कोरोनाच्या सिच्युएशनच्या संदर्भात इंटरनॅशनल लेवलचा जो सेमिनार ऑर्गनाईज केला. खऱ्या अर्थाने हा जो विषय आपण निवडला हा आपणा तुम्हा आम्हा सर्वांच्या सोसायटीच्या विद्यार्थ्यांच्या प्राध्यापकांच्या आणि खऱ्या अर्थाने इकॉनॉमिक असेल, एज्युकेशनल असेल, इंडस्ट्री असेल, फार्मर असेल, सर्व क्षेत्राच्या बाबतीने आताचा विषय हा फार जिव्हाळ्याचा आणि महत्वाचा आहे. आणि त्यासाठी या आयोजकांचं, प्राचार्य यांचं मी मनापासून स्वागत करतो. आणि डॉक्टर नागराजा हे जे आपल्याकडे चीफ गेस्ट आलेले आहेत आणि बेसिकली डिजिटल इकॉनॉमी अँड ॲव्हेन्यू चॅलेंजेस या संदर्भात ते आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करणार आहेत. त्याचबरोबर 3 दिवसाच्या या सेमिनारमध्ये अनेक तज्ज्ञ आपल्याला मार्गदर्शन करणार आहेत आणि त्यामध्ये प्राध्यापक, त्याप्रमाणे महाराष्ट्राबाहेरचे अनेक पार्टिसिपेट या नॅशनल सेमिनारला उपस्थित राहिले. त्यांचंही मी संस्थेच्या वतीने मनापासून स्वागत करतो. आणि या तज्ज्ञांमध्ये डॉक्टर कप्तान असतील, सावित्रीबाई फुले पुणे विद्यापीठामध्ये ते कार्यरत आहे. डॉक्टर डिकास्टा आहे, प्रेसिडेंट सायबर सिक्युरिटीचे प्रेसिडेंट आहेत. त्याचप्रमाणे मंगेश वानखेडे, रॉबोटिक कार पार्किंग आणि डिजिटल सिक्युरिटी याच्याबद्दल आपल्याला ते मार्गदर्शन करणार आहे. आपल्याला माहिती आहे की कोविड-19 म्हणजेच कोरोना हे जे सिच्युएशन आहे ही फक्त आपल्या देशामध्ये किंवा आपल्या राज्यामध्येच नव्हे तर संपूर्ण जगामध्ये गेले 3-4 महिन्यापासून सगळं महामारीचं युद्ध चालू आहे. आपल्या देशामध्ये लॉकडाऊन जाहीर केला, त्याचे जवळजवळ आज 64 दिवस होतात. आणि आपल्या राज्यामध्ये जे आपण 144 संचारबंदी जी जाहीर केली त्याला जवळजवळ 70-71 दिवस होतात. आणि हा फार मोठा स्पॅन आहे. आपण सर्व जाणता या मोठ्या स्पॅन मध्ये आपली किती हानी झालेली आहे. शिक्षण क्षेत्रामध्ये असेल, सर्व इंडस्ट्री असेल, सर्वांच्या बाबतीमध्ये ही हानी झालेली आहे. याच्यामध्ये अनेक तज्ज्ञांची वेगवेगळी मतं आहेत की कोविड-19चा हा उगम कसा झाला, त्याची उत्पत्ती या पृथ्वी तलावर कशी झाली याच्या संदर्भात वेगवेगळ्यांची मतं आहे. काहींची मतं ही नॅचरल आहे, नॅचरल सिच्युएशनमुळे उत्पन्न झाली. काही म्हणतात की याला आर्टिफिशियल ज्यामुळे जन्मली, तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, तो काय आपला विषय नाहीये. परंतु रिअल फॅक्ट आहे की सिच्युएशनासारखा जीवाणू या पृथ्वी तलावावर आणि माणसांवर आघात करण्यासाठी जन्मला आहे, याच्यामध्ये तुम्हा आम्हांमध्ये काही शंका नाही. एक दुर्दैवाची गोष्ट की याच्यावर प्रतिकार आणि हा नष्ट करण्यासाठी आज अजूनपर्यंत आपल्याला काही रेमेडी सापडत नाही, मेडिसिन सापडत नाही. परंतु देशामध्ये, आपल्या भारतामध्ये अनेक NGO असतील, रिसर्च सेंटर असतील, शैक्षणिक संस्था असतील, विद्यापीठ असतील, इंडिव्हिज्युअल कॅपॅसिटीमध्ये संशोधक वृत्तीचे लोक असतील, हे ते त्यांच्या प्रयत्न करतात. आणि मला खात्री आहे काही थोड्या दिवसामध्येच त्याच्यावर आपल्याला उपाय म्हणून मेडिसिन्स हे निघेल. ठीक आहे, निघेल, परंतु संपूर्ण त्याचा नायनाट होईल का, ती क्युअर होईल का, हा क्वेश्चन मार्क आहे. आणि आपण सर्व वेल एज्युकेटेड आहोत. आपल्याला जर प्रश्न असा विचारला की हे होईल का, तर माझ्यासारख्याला मी उत्तर देईल की हे मला वाटत नाही की अजून 4-5-6 महिने त्याचा पूर्ण नायनाट होईल. म्हणजे हे आपल्या बरोबर, हा कोविड आपल्या बरोबर वावरणार आहे. आपल्याला त्याला बरोबर घेऊन जगायचंय. आपल्याला त्याच्या साथीला राहून आपण आपली कार्यप्रणाली, आपलं जे कर्तव्य आहे, आपण जे या क्षेत्रामध्ये काम करतोय ते पूर्वी ज्याप्रमाणे सक्षमप्रमाणे करत होतो त्याचप्रमाणे करायचं. परंतु याच्यासाठी काही पथ्य आपल्याला पाळावं लागणार आहे. मी एक तर म्हणतो, या कोरोनामुळे आपल्याला माणसाला, म्हणजे प्रत्येक इंडिव्हिज्युअल सजीव जीवनाला बरंचसं काही शिकवलंय. लोक म्हणतात की कोरोनामुळे हे झालं, ते झालं, ते ठीक आहे. परंतु नाण्याच्या जशा दोन भाग आहेत. मी तर सांगेल की याच्यामुळे आपणाला डिसिप्लिन शिकवलं, आपल्याला नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजी अडॉप्ट करण्यासाठी मानसिकता निर्माण केली सर्व माणसांमध्ये, मग तो टीचिंग असो नॉन टीचिंग असो. इव्हन मी म्हणतो की ग्रामीण भागातला जो शेतमजूर आहे तो सुद्धा आज टेक्नॉलॉजीची कास धरायला लागलाय आणि नवीन नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजीच्या माध्यमातून माहिती गोळा करण्याच्या पाठीमागे लागले. आणि याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला बदल करणं क्रमप्राप्त आहे, त्याच्यापासून आपल्याला सुटका नाहीये. काही नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजीचा वापर करायला पाहिजे. शिक्षण क्षेत्रामध्ये पुणे जिल्हा शिक्षण मंडळाचा जर विचार केला तर आपण आता या 2 महिन्यापासून आणि बरंचसं काही शिकलोय. आपले शिक्षक त्याच्यामध्ये पुढाकार घेतलाय आणि शिक्षकांनी सुद्धा ऑनलाईनच्या माध्यमातून विद्यार्थ्यांचं शैक्षणिक नुकसान होणार नाही याची काळजी घ्यायला सुरुवात केली. गुणवत्ता वाढ वर्ग आपल्याला माहिती आहे की 38 वर्ष आपण गुणवत्ता वाढ वर्ग घेतो. या गुणवत्ता वाढ वर्गामध्ये जे विद्यार्थी शिकलेले आहेत, पार्टिसिपेट झाले, आज देशाच्या बाहेर राष्ट्रीय आंतरराष्ट्रीय स्तरावर मोठ्या पदावर आज कार्यरत आहेत. IAS ऑफिसर आहेत. पुणे जिल्ह्याचे पुणे कॉर्पोरेशनचे जे आयुक्त आहेत गायकवाड साहेब, हे आपल्या स्वतःचे विद्यार्थी. असे कित्येक IAS ऑफिसर असे संस्थेचे विद्यार्थी आहेत, विविध क्षेत्रामध्ये कार्यरत. आणि तोच गुणवत्ता वाढ वर्ग या कोरोनामुळे खंडित होतो का काय, अशी आमची सर्वांची थोडंसं संभ्रमाचं वातावरण होतं. पण काही आमचे पदाधिकारी असतील, काही आमचे शिक्षक असतील, पुढे आले आणि साहेब आपण काही त्याच्यामध्ये चिंता करू नका, आपण नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजीचा वापर करून गुणवत्ता वाढ वर्ग चालू करूया. आणि मला सांगायला आनंद वाटतो की 5 मे पासून ऑनलाईन गुगल क्लासरूमच्या माध्यमातून आपण आज मुलांना घरात बसून घड्याळी 4 तास रोज विद्यार्थ्यांना शिकवतोय आणि विद्यार्थी त्याच्यामध्ये खुश आहेत. मला सांगायचं तात्पर्य की एखादं संकट आल्यानंतर त्या संकटातून मार्ग कसा काढायचा हे आपल्याला माहिती आहे आणि हा नवीन टेक्नॉलॉजीचा वापर करून आपण या नवीन गोष्टी करतोय. आता खरंच या वेबिनारच्या माध्यमातून मी आपल्याला एक सांगू इच्छितो की आताच्या सिच्युएशन मध्ये या एज्युकेशन क्षेत्रामध्ये आपल्याला अनेक आव्हाने. आता आव्हानांचा जर विचार केला, त्याचं नियोजन करायचं असेल, अशीच परिस्थिती जर राहिली तर आपण आपल्या स्कूल कॉलेजेस कशी चालवायची. मग त्याच्यामध्ये अनेक फॅक्टर येतात. शाळेचे कामकाज, त्याचं प्लॅनिंग, नियोजन कसं करणार, विद्यार्थी गटांचं वेळापत्रक, अभ्यासक्रमाचं त्याचं प्लॅनिंग कसं असलं पाहिजे, विद्यार्थ्यांची उपस्थितीच्या संदर्भात कशी असली पाहिजे, त्याच्यासाठी नियम काय लावले पाहिजे. त्याचप्रमाणे विद्यार्थ्यांचा जो प्रवास आहे ज्ञान, याच्या संदर्भात आपण काय नियोजन केलं पाहिजे. शिक्षकांच्या भूमिकेबद्दल अपेक्षित बदल विद्यार्थ्यांची आहे, विद्यार्थ्यांची मानसिकता आपण बदलू शकतो, पण शिक्षकांची अध्यापकांची मानसिकता बदलली पाहिजे. त्याच्या संदर्भात पण आपण प्रशिक्षण आणि काही नियोजन प्लॅनिंग केलं पाहिजे. याच्या संदर्भातही या वेबिनारमध्ये, या नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्समध्ये आपण विचार केला पाहिजे. त्याच्या संदर्भात तज्ञांबरोबर आपण डिस्कस केलं पाहिजे, शेअरिंग केलं पाहिजे आणि या वेबिनारच्या माध्यमातून नवीन शिक्षण प्रक्रिया कशा पद्धतीची असली पाहिजे याच्यावर सुद्धा आपण या वेबिनार मध्ये तज्ञांबरोबर चर्चा करायला पाहिजे. सातत्यपूर्ण व सर्वकष मूल्यमापन आतापर्यंत आपण करत आलेलो आहे. तुम्हाला माहिती आहे, आविष्कार गुणवर्धन वर्ग आपण घेतो, इव्हॅल्युएशन विद्यार्थ्यांचे एज्युकेशन इव्हॅल्युएशन करतो. मग अशा परिस्थितीमध्ये विद्यार्थ्यांचे इव्हॅल्युएशन, सातत्यपूर्ण सर्वकष मूल्यमापन कशा पद्धतीचं केलं पाहिजे, या सर्व फॅक्टरचा या वेबिनारच्या माध्यमातून जर चर्चा झाली, त्याच्यात मार्ग जर निघाला तर खऱ्या अर्थाने वेबिनार हा शिक्षण क्षेत्राच्या दृष्टीने विद्यार्थी आणि प्राध्यापकांच्या दृष्टीने फार महत्वाचा ठरेल असं मला वाटतं. आज आपल्याला माहिती आहे की घोलप साहेबांची पुण्यतिथी आहे 26 मे. आजचा दिवस किती महत्वाचा आहे. साहेबांच्या पुण्यतिथीच्या निमित्ताने आपण आज शिक्षण क्षेत्रावर जे संकट निर्माण झाले, जी सिच्युएशन निर्माण झाली आणि या सिच्युएशनवर मात करण्यासाठी आज नॅशनल स्तरावर आज आपण चर्चासत्राचं आयोजन करतोय आणि त्याच्यातनं मार्ग लागतो. आपल्याला माहिती आहे संस्थेची 1941 साली संस्था झाली तेव्हा आदरणीय घोलप साहेबांनी सुद्धा खेड्यापाड्यात वाडी वस्तीवर जाऊन शिक्षणाची कुठली संधी उपलब्ध नसताना अशा कठीण परिस्थितीत विद्यार्थ्यांना या ज्ञान देण्यासाठी प्रवाहात आणलं. तशीच आताची परिस्थिती ही खडतर परिस्थिती आहे आणि या परिस्थितीमध्ये आज 26 मेच्या माध्यमातून आपण आज सेमिनार घेतो. आपल्याला मला मुद्दाम ते सांगायचंय की आपले आदरणीय घोलप साहेब हे 1943 ते 44, 45च्या दरम्यान जेव्हा आता जसं कोरोनाचं सिच्युएशन होती तेव्हा संपूर्ण जगावर आणि भारतावर प्लेग एक रोग विषाणू साथ आली होती आणि तिथं सुद्धा अशी लाखो लोकांचा मृत्यू झाला होता. थैमान घातलं होतं, लस लवकर सापडत नव्हती. आताची जी सिच्युएशन तेव्हा तर काय फार डेव्हलपमेंट नव्हत्या आणि अशीच परिस्थिती आली की तेव्हा आदरणीय घोलप साहेबांनी प्लेग कंट्रोलिंग ऑफिसर म्हणून काम केलेलं. तेव्हा लोकल बोर्ड होतं, आता जिल्हा परिषद आहे तसं लोकल बोर्ड आहे आणि तेव्हा जेव्हा आता चीफ एक्झिक्युटिव्ह ऑफिसर IS लेवलचा असतो त्याप्रमाणे तेव्हा चीफ अकाउंट ऑफिसर म्हणून घोलप साहेब होते. म्हणून तो संपूर्ण जिल्ह्याची जबाबदारी घोलप साहेबांवर आली होती आणि त्यांनी त्या काळामध्ये ही योग्य प्रमाणे हाताळली, त्याचं प्रॉपर एक्झिक्युशन केलं आणि त्याच्यापासून आपल्या जिल्ह्याला त्यांनी सावरलं आणि त्यांना मृत्यूतनं वाचवलं. असे घोलप साहेब आपल्या संस्थेचे संस्थापक आहेत. त्यांचं नेहमीच आपल्याला आदर आहे आणि आज त्यांच्या पुण्यतिथीनिमित्त या कोरोना सिच्युएशन पॅन्डेमिक सिच्युएशनच्या माध्यमातून आपण सेमिनार घेतो. याच्यातूनही आपण बोध घ्यावा असं मला वाटतं. दुसरी गोष्ट एक महत्वाची मॅडमनी सांगितलं की आजचा सेमिनार आपण च्या सेमिनारला अजून एक महत्व आहे असं मला वाटेल आणि हे सेमिनार संपूर्ण आपल्या पुणे जिल्हा शिक्षण मंडळामध्ये आजच्या त्याच्यामध्ये महत्वाचं ठरणार आहे. कारण आपल्या इथले जे अध्यापक वर्ग जो आहे तो जेव्हा रिटायर होतो तेव्हा सेवापूर्तीचा कार्यक्रम आपण घेत असतो. परंतु आज आपण प्राचार्य डॉक्टर सुषमा भोसले यांनी एक आजच्या या सेवापूर्तीच्या कार्यक्रमाच्या माध्यमातून विद्यार्थ्यांना त्याप्रमाणे अध्यापक वर्गांना एक अकॅडमिक कार्यक्रम घेऊन आज त्यांना सेवापूर्तीची आपण शुभेच्छा देतोय. त्याच्यामध्ये गोंगाणे सर आहे कॉमर्स डिपार्टमेंटचे, नेमाने सर जॉग्राफी डिपार्टमेंटचे, ढगे सायन्स डिपार्टमेंटचे, ते उपप्राचार्य म्हणून कार्यरत आहे आणि ते 31 मेला आपल्या या 30 वर्षपेक्षा अधिक त्या प्रदीर्घ सेवा केली त्याच्यातनं आपल्यातनं रिटायर होतात. नेहमी म्हणतो की सेवापूर्तीचा कार्यक्रम हा एक दुःख आणि एक आनंद देणारा क्षण आहे. ड्युएल कॅपॅसिटीमध्ये आपण तिथं प्रेझेंट असतो. एक म्हणजे इतक्या वर्ष 30 वर्ष आपण ज्या सुखदुःखात जे सामील झालेले असतात आपण त्यांच्याबरोबर काम करत असतो आणि ते आपल्याला या रिटायरमेंटच्या काळात आपल्याला सोडून जातात. त्याचं कुठंतरी आपल्याला एक दुःख असतं. आणि दुसरी गोष्ट त्यांच्या सेवेचा आपण कुठंतरी एक सत्कार करतो, त्यांच्या जीवनपट उलगडण्याचा प्रयत्न करत असतो आणि त्यांचा जीवनपट उलगडत असताना भावी पिढीला त्याच्यातनं काय बोध घेता येईल का याच्यासाठी आपण कार्यक्रम करत असतो. त्याच्यामुळे या तिघांनाही सेवापूर्तीच्या कार्यक्रमासाठी त्यांचं पुढील आयुष्य सुखाचं समृद्धीचं भरभराटीचं जावं अशी मी इच्छा व्यक्त करतो आणि त्यांनाही शुभेच्छा देतो. This
Thank you,
webinar
sir.
will be This webinar will be platform to share the view of the global economy, ease digitalization and further evaluating over the hurdles of the rural part of India. On the ground of the corona pandemic situation, the webinar will be fruitful to think about the digital era after the pandemic situation. I wish the best for the grand success of this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your enriching and inspiring thoughts of this occasion. Now, I would like to request Dr. Wavar, sir, co-convener of this webinar, to introduce today's guest of honor, U. Nagaraja from Udupi, Karnataka.
Good morning.
Wavar, sir.
Hello. Good morning, one and all. Welcome all the entire participant in this national level webinar on digital era and pandemic situation. It's my great privilege and honor to introduce today's guest, Professor U. Nagaraja. Professor U. Nagaraja is working as an assistant professor, SKVSM Government First Grade College, Udupi District, Karnataka. Sir, having 23 years teaching experience as well as research experience in this sector. Sir has participated as well as presented many research paper at university level, at state level, and national and international level. He also completed one minor research project which is funded by University Grant Commission, New Delhi. Sir has also published 10 research articles in UGC Care listed journal. Also, he written 4 books. Then, sir has also worked as a trainer and resource person in IBPS and NETSET examination to induce to the student to develop the career. The Pune District Education Association, Wagere College of Arts, Commerce and Science organized this national level webinar on digital era and pandemic situation. And I would like to welcome each and every participant who joined this webinar. And thank you for the Boroke ma'am who give me chance to introduce the today's guest.
Thank you, Wavar, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, may I have request to the speaker, U. Nagaraja, sir, to proceed with his presentation.
Very good morning to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
दोन ठिकाणी चालू एका टायमाला
In the very beginning, I would like to
इकडं
thank
पण तिकडं पण
Pune administration and Wagare College for giving me an opportunity to speak.
दोन्हीकडचं लिहिते इकडे इकडे इकडं
I'm very happy that I'm given with an assignment of speaking on the digital economy. When I was contacted by Dr. Bhash, I was already assigned with another webinar, but it was offered by Dr. Subhash.
ते ठेवा मध्ये
I could not say no to him. That too,
ते असं निघालं
when he happily gave me a chance to decide on the date of my convenience. Under the circumstances of widely spreading COVID-19, as all of us are unable
कॉलेज
to
चालू झालेलं परवडलं बाई
in the classroom environment, all of
नाही
us
हो
are,
आता असंच राहणार आहे आमची झाली सर्व्हिस संपत पण नवीन
busy
लोकांना
either in involving themselves in different online courses or sessions, or we may be taking the online classes to the students. Winning in the present world is the need of the day. Rather, I can say need of the hour. Past is past. It is not going to come back. So let us forget about it. Let us take it as a 0 point. This COVID-19 period is to be considered as a 0 period. Every little thing is to be considered as an opportunity. A revolutionary transformation is needed in terms of the way of thinking, the way we behave, the way of mindset, the way of acceptance, etc. If you see the world economy, 7.713 billion population is found. Of course, I'm giving you 2019 statistics right now. The mobile users in the world is more than 5.11 billion. The active internet users are more than 4.33 billion. The social media users are more than 3.53 billion. The mobile social media users are 3.463 billion. If you consider the Indian context regarding the same, India has around 1.361 billion population. In this, 1.190 billion population have subscribed to the mobile phones. 560 million people are the users of internet. 310 million are the active social media users, out of whom 290 million are the mobile social media users. Network impact is going to happen. Earlier, the small sectors, tiny sectors, MSMEs were never there in the global chain, that is in the global supply chain. They were not integrated or synchronized in the supply chain. But what the digitalization did is they gave a platform to them to come to the supply chain. They brought them in the supply chain. They were never involved in the manufacturing, but this digitization created the platform. They have taken up the responsibility of the logistics. They have taken care of the payment system, and they brought them together. They made all these small sectors or the tiny sectors to be the part of the supply chain. The network is impacting the supply chain. Earlier, the concept of the business, the small enterprises, tiny sectors, the local units were never the part of the supply chain. The digitalization has brought them to the part of supply chain. Earlier, these small businesses used to cater to the need of locally located customers. They used to the strict operation of zero-sum game, that is, loss of one person is used to be the other person's gain. When they become the part of global supply chain, now the concept of zero-sum game has vanished. Now all are the equal winners. Nobody is a loser, everybody is a winner, because they have become the part of global supply chain. For example, Alibaba, Flipkart, Amazon, etc. They're not the manufacturers. They have provided the platforms for the manufacturers to find their own markets. India during the colonial period, unable to build railways, unable to build roads, bridges, power plant, etc. because we did not have sufficient capital to finance all these developmental projects. Out of 130 billion people, 900 million people have phones, out of which at least 50% are smartphones. People buy around 150 million phones every year. 95% of the geographical area is covered by 4G. 560 million people are on internet. The internet is offered at reasonably a cheaper rate compared to global rate of the data plans. About 1.2 billion have Aadhaar to have the digital access. India has the network access extremely at a low cost. This is quite interesting, and innovations are coming out. Government policies are also very good. Within 18 to 20 months, India moved to first position from 155th position globally in terms of data consumption. The world is digitalizing very fast. There is hardly any area which is left out of digitizing. It is in politics, it is in entertainment, in financing, in health, in transportation, in education, in public administration, in temple as well, it also in public administration. The digital platforms have overtaken the physical platforms. We have now the connectivity boom. The great network impact has happened. As I have already told you that more than 95% of the geographical area is covered by the mobile network. The change is happening all over the globe. The change is accelerating. That is, the change is taking place at a very, very rapid speed. Digital penetration is capturing the entire globe. The entry of digital format is capturing the entire universe. Transaction is becoming increasingly seamless. There is no restriction on the purchase. The 3 A's, they are anything, anytime, anywhere. The 3 A's, maybe you can, purchase in the digitalized era. As you are just on the internet, you can have a direct contact with the suppliers. The parties in the supply chain have been reduced. Hence, e-commerce has become very important. At present, more than 60% of the transactions are done digitally. We must remember that the availability of resources is there in India, but awareness is lacking. We use videos, but what purpose? For what purpose we are using the videos? There is a question. That means in India, the awareness of using of the internet is to a certain extent is lacking. Hence, more and more awareness is to be created. In terms of payment, 950 million payments are on UPI. India has the very cheapest mobile application in the world, in the entire world. Now in India, one can transfer money from one account to another account within 30 seconds. Video usage has also increased, but these days people use to communicate videos. Video calling is, overtaking the voice calling these days. People feel that video calling is a better option than the voice call, because watching videos create simulation in the mind. People are watching digital games. Can you imagine it? It is just like, spectating matches that we used to do it earlier by going to the stadium. Now spectating the digital games is also taking place as if they are played in the stadium. That means watching real games has got the substitute now. The digital games are also having the spectators. The speed of change is also very, very fast. Within a very few years, this change has taken place. Jio is able to have 50 million people as the customer just in few months, thanks to the Jio, because all the other network providers, because of the Jio, have to rethink, to reshape, to redesign their product and the pricing strategies. The early entrants will definitely dominate in the present situation. If you observe the Flipkart and the Amazon, they just dominate, even today in the online markets. The sustenance of success actually depends on your continued efforts. What was great yesterday may not be great tomorrow. The change is taking place in the split seconds. Data generation is happening. Data access is very quick and they are less costly as well. On an average in India, per person, per month, 11 GB is used. But in America, surprisingly, on an average per person, it is 3.3 GB per month. This needs to be considered as an opportunity by the Indian market to create the market as well. The cost of storage has come down drastically as the data are stored in the cloud. The advancement is quickly taking place. computing on the edge is very, very fast. Algorithmic tools, the artificial intelligence is used in every walk of our life. Whether you take health sector, whether you take finance sector, service sector, manufacturing sector, everywhere the artificial intelligence is being used. The banks have the artificial system wherein they recognize the transactions which is done crossing the geographical locations. They send immediately the messages to your registered mobile number saying whether you have done that transaction or not. It asks to block it or not. This is the artificial intelligence. The malls, the theaters, even the retail mobile currency charging shops are considered to be the hub of data collection centers these days. They are the places wherein you may be asked to fill data forms, which in turn will be used by the businesses to make you the customers. That means they use the data that they are collecting to convert you as the customers of their businesses. The business considers everyone as the potential customers. They consider the data collected as the very precious assets for their business expansion. We have the Google voice recognition facility in which the machine is trained to translate the language that we speak. We need not have to know all the languages. If you know one language, that is more than enough. Google will do the rest of the things. It will translate your language into the language that you expect the Google to translate. These days, analysis is done by the machine, better than the human beings. The 3D technology existing in the medical field has made the treatment more sophisticated. Digitalization is an ongoing process, what I already told you, with the newer and the more powerful dimensions. In terms of human capital, we are ahead of our neighboring country. We have the rich human resources. Indians are found in almost all the countries. Indians have occupied the very sophisticated positions in the world. If you consider US alone, we find maximum intelligent brains from India. Even the birth rate in India is more than that of China. I'm taking it in a very positive manner now. It means that we are going to have younger population in the very near future. We have 40,000 startups in which 34 are unicorns. India has got $50 billion of capital in the present situation. 250 plus incubation centers we have in India. No country has ever had more than 350 million bank accounts being opened in just 4 years. Jan Dhan account could be able to do so within very few years of its introduction to the people of our country. Now people have the bank account. People know the importance of having the bank account. They know that to get government financial assistance, having the bank account is must. They also know that if the transactions are done through the bank accounts, there is a lesser chance of they being cheated. The corruption is definitely going to reduce, as I personally feel. Another important point to be remembered is that the turnaround time to open a bank account has come down from 6 hours to 1 hour. Even in case of the mutual fund, we find that it is reduced from 4 hours to 1 hour. Onboarding time for the SIM card has been reduced from 1 day to just 4 minutes now. India these days relies more and more on paperless currency. The Indians are more and more interested in using the bank cards for their payments. The auto wala, a petty shop wala, a chai wala has the UPI linked payment system now. We have the Paytm, Google Pay, internet banking, etc. for making the payment. SBI has a separate application software, app, wherein all the banking transactions may be performed online. This is the right time to capitalize the situation. All of these progressive developments and the platforms that are already built need to be connected and commercialized. What should be the winning strategy in this context? We always must remember that this digitization has
What happened? What happened?
Hello.
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 aimed
Yes, sir. Any issue, sir?
at
Nagaraja,
achieving
sir.
two objectives. One is
Okay, done. Yes. Continue, sir.
Nagaraja sir, you are not audible.
Bhagat sir, please check the audibility.
No, he's already on panelist, madam. Yeah, Nagaraja, sir. Continue, sir.
Nagaraja
yeah,
sir,
I'm
please
audible now.
continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I continue?
Yeah.
Yes. You can continue,
Yeah.
sir. Yes.
If you consider the generation of my age, I feel we never thought all of these kinds of development will come. I personally have never thought like this. Now I can get my food ordered from my place at my place itself. I can just decide the items to be served on my plate without going to the physical store. Just by visiting the virtual store, I can get all my goods and services now. In this context, let us see what digital Darwinism says. The companies that invest in digital transformation are by default investing in modernization, process, system improvement, and in most cases, innovation. The results are measured in effectiveness, efficiency, longevity, and relevance. Customer today is found in the market with a different mindset.
Bhagat sir, what happened again?
Madam, his connectivity is lost now.
Okay.
Nagaraja, sir. Can you hear me?
I think his Wi-Fi is unstable, so that connectivity is not working.
Nagaraja sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Nagaraja, sir, not in panelist list, madam. Wait for a moment. Yes. Nagaraja, sir. Start.
Yeah,
Yes,
I will continue. This is the actual, problem with the technology.
Yeah.
Okay. The customer's mind setup has changed. The customer now is very intelligent. You cannot dump the goods on his shoulder. The entire mindset of the customer has changed as an impact of modernization and digitization. The customer uses data and intelligence to dominate in the market. Customers will have better access. If you consider this statement, it will need to be perceived as a positive thing for the business to improve the quality for their existing product. Digitalization has made the company easier to enter the market. Maybe I'm wrong if I'm going to say now what is digital economy. Still, I would like to say an answer to it. Digital economy is an economy which is based on using computing technologies. We also perceive digital economy as the operation of every economic activity on the internet or through World Wide Web port. This digital economy can also be called internet economy or a new economy or web economy. In the digital economy, billions of transactions take place online. That is, brick and mortar is losing its importance. It takes place through online connections among people, industry, devices, data, and processes. The entire operation takes place through the internet, mobile technology, and the Internet of Things, IoT. The US Institute of Museum and Library Services defines digitalization of the document as the process of converting, creating, and maintaining books, art, works, historical documents, photos, journals, etc. in electronic representation so they can be viewed via computer and other devices. A transformation in the thinking style of people as to how the business has to be changed. The structure of the business, the method of obtaining the goods and services has also changed. If you try to trace back the introduction of digital economy, as far as my knowledge is concerned, Japan was the first country to mention this concept of digital economy during the 1990s, that too during the Japan's recession. In the West, it came into light in the year 1995 when Don Tapscott has come with a book, The Digital Economy, Promise and Peril in the Age of Network Intelligence. This book was considered to be one among the first books which has considered the influence of internet on the traditional setup of business. Thomas Missenberg says that there are three components which are needed for the economics, namely e-business, infrastructure, including hardware, software, telecom, network, human capital, etc. E-business, involving how business is conducted, any process that an organization conducts over the compute-mediated network, and the e-commerce, that is the transfer of goods. For example, you transferring the books on the online portal are the three important components of any digital economy. The digital economy gives a global platform. This global platform gives an opportunity to the people and industry to execute strategies. Their interaction and their communications are made very simple. The digital economy is more than $3 trillion today. We also know that the world economy is greatly influenced by digital economy. Telstra, a leading Australian telecommunication provider, opined that digital economy will contribute to the global and more intense competition it will create. It has been proved that the digital economy had 250% higher growth over the last many years. What are the ingredients of this digital economy? One is knowledge. Knowledge is the driving force of the digital economy, and all other factors are secondary. The digital economy will make the organization to acquire and retain those workers who are operating in the organization with the knowledge. The people with the knowledge or who are inclined to improve their knowledge only will survive in the digital economy. The second one is the digitization. Knowledge can now be stored in the digital form, that is in zeros and one, binary. Tons of information may be stored in the digital form making the small space to store a huge volume of data. Virtualization. The digital economy aims at converting the physical, tangible things into virtual things. Each and every economic activity can be virtualized now. Fourth one, survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest theory will work in the digital era. Each split second will demand for the change. One who adapts quickly to these changes will only survive in the economy. An organization will be called intelligent if it itself becomes the change. It shines if it rules the economy by bringing the changes by itself. It should make the others to follow it. Integration. In the digital economy, all the participants have to play their role. The players include the suppliers, customers, competitors, and so on, will have to interact and integrate in order to survive. Already I told, win-win situation now. Unless and until they are integrated, survival of their entity will not be possible. Disintermediation. Business are connected with their customers as technology facilitates the exchange of information between suppliers and customers. Convergence. The dominant economy sector is executed by the convergence of computing, communications, and content. Finding new things. The digital economy is an innovative economy. The human imagination and creativity are the main ingredients of this economy. The innovative brains or the creative brains are preciously priced. In digital economy, the challenge lies in creating an environment which encourages the rewards innovation. Presumption. Every consumer entering the market enters it with lots of stake. He enters a market for the purchase with different analysis done about his or her purchase. It will become very difficult for the business to dump the goods and services. They just cannot spam him or her. The quick response. In this digital economy, the goods and services need to be offered and supplied very quickly. The time lapse between ordering of a product and its creation and delivery is reducing drastically. Open to the globe. The digitalization of economy has contributed to the local to become the world famous. The cross-border transactions have become very simple these days. An organization existing locally can reach the global world now. Widening of gap. The gap between the people with the technical expertise and the people without the technical expertise is increasing. The person who is creative and technically savvy can only survive in the economy, which is a potential threat to the economy as well. Information in digital form, if you take, facilitated by the digital devices, allows the free movement of vast amount of information in the shortest possible time between the or among the people. Influence of digital economy on retail business. What you find as the digital economy has influenced the retail business substantially. It had introduced a virtual market setup. It made the traditional business setups to restructure their businesses, which is in tune with the digital economy. The businesses that are unable to anticipate and adapt to the digital economy have been forced to shut down their business operation. Let us now study what are the benefits of digitalization. We will study one by one. Let us first take benefit in terms of documentation, what the digitalization has done. Developing a digital substitute of a rare or a fragile or original document can provide access to users while preventing the original damage from it getting damaged by handling or displaying. This is the motivation behind the digitalization of many artifacts. Following are the certain benefits of digitalization of printed materials. The documents can be viewed from anywhere at any time of the day. The documents can be printed directly from the web. Users can find what they are looking for promptly and independently. It can save staff reference time by answering frequently asked questions on the web. It can enhance images electronically so that they can be viewed with a greater legibility. It increases use of collections and facilitates learning and scholarships. The documents do not have to be reshelved or located by staff. The documents are not handled frequently, which lessen wear and tear. What this digital economy has contributed to the growth of intangible assets now. The intangible assets are the main features of digital economy. In the era of digital economy, investments in the creation of intangible assets has raised to a great extent. The investment made on the development of software has created a great value and made the growth of company possible. Cost reduction. The information and communication technologies have reduced the cost associated with the dissemination of information over a long period of time. The businesses are now able to have the access to remote markets. It has also nullified the hindrances of cross-border transactions. Multi-sided market. The digital economy has given birth to multi-sided markets. Most markets are one-sided in nature. For example, customers are interested in buying tea. But a multi-sided market involves more players, and each has their own interests to be served. Multi-sided markets are also interdependent. These multi-sided markets serves as the platform for two or more distinct groups of customers who value each other's participation. Example, OLX provides markets for both buyers and sellers. Stock market also does the same, I suppose. Impact on employment. The introduction and advancement in information and communication technology, that is the digitalization of the economy, has a greater impact on employment as it creates more jobs in the IT sector, which may be related to software development, outsourcing, hardware manufacturing, and other IT related businesses. In addition, the impact of these technologies has been realized on other service sectors like in trade, industry, finance, and healthcare services as well. There is an explosive growth in the Indian telephone sector. This itself is to be perceived as an opportunity for the development. Let us now study the social impact of digitalization. One of the most interesting and important factors related to digitalization is the link to overall societal welfare. Digitization as a social process enables the institute to generate, cooperate, and create larger for the benefits and progress of the society through digital communications and applications. The process of digitization involves the mass digitization of books and older and the rare materials for the purpose of preserving the knowledge content for future generation or making them available to a much wider community than could ever access the physical objects. Many of the institutions, I'm referring to the educational institutions, have started digitizing initiatives to provide access to the history of societies, countries, cultures, and languages. The ecological impact of digitalization, if you concentrate on, during the last few decades, healthy living has become the major concern for the society. There has been an increased focus on health-related matters. This has led to more people exercising, eating light, and using things like cars and power strips less and other techniques to benefit the environment. The initiatives has resulted in individuals taking a closer look at the environment and examining their part in making the earth more sustainable for years to come. As this trend spreads, the sentiment is now being felt at organizations and institutions. Some innovative employees have spearheaded campaigns for workers to use less power by shutting down machines at night, paying more attention to reusing coffee cups and water cups, and numerous other things such as you going paperless. That is, digitalization is also one of the ways to protect and save environment. A contradictory opinion is also there. The shopping is made very simple these days. Previously, if you wanted to buy a new mobile, you had to go into several shops to compare prices, to compare the qualities. First, you needed to have an idea of where to find a specific model of mobile, and then you need to travel around to find the best price. Now you can quite simply visit a price comparison site online and enter the name of the model and get the price information. You can also get information about the stock status, and you can also get the suggestions on various sales points that are online. This has reduced the search costs enormously, making the shopping very simple. You need not have to visit the physical shops now. All data you can browse and get them on your fingertip. Made the price cheaper as well, this digitalization. The e-commerce has made the availability of goods at a very cheaper price. Now the marketers have reduced the participants in the distribution channels. The companies are now in the position to reach the customers directly and quickly. It has resulted in the cost reduction to the company. This cost reduction is used as the weapon to reduce the price by the company. For the digitalization of infrastructure, for the digitalization of the economy, we need to rebuild the infrastructure, which in turn creates a trillion job opportunity to the people of the country. As I have already told you that out of 900 million mobile users, 50% of users are operating with no smartphones. This is to be considered as an opportunity by India. India is dreaming of becoming a 10 trillion economy. The realization of this dream is possible by including the larger population. As we know that India is the country with a huge population, the entire population need to be included to realize this dream. The only way of including the larger population is through technology. The technology can bring the people together. Digital economy is going to improve the quality. If we concentrate on the efforts of the government in making Digital India, the campaign which is launched by the government of India, in order to ensure the government services are made available to each and every citizen electronically, the government has aimed at improving the online infrastructure. It has seen that it has connected the rural areas with high-speed internet. As a result of it, more than 95% of the geographical area is now covered by the internet. Digital India consists of three core components: the development of secure and stable digital infrastructure, delivering the government services digitally, and the universal digital literacy. If you concentrate on the Digital India initiatives, we have, the broadband network. The government of India has come out with a new digital services like, national e-governance plan, like mygov.in, which is a platform to share inputs and ideas on matters of policy and governance. Umang, that is the unified mobile application for new age governance. It has, the e-Panchayat, Swachh Bharat Mission mobile app, e-hospital, the digital attendance, We have the back-end digitalization as well. Let us now study what are the threats of this digitalization of economy. The threats that I am listing out are all my personal opinions. There are around 4 crores of people working in unorganized sector, that too in retail sector. If economy is digitalized, it might give or generate employment opportunities for 20 lakhs of people found in this unorganized sector, that too in the unorganized retail sector. Now the question arises, what about the remaining 3,80,000 population who are displaced on account of the economy being digitalized? Therefore, the economy has to find out some alternative to reduce the size of displacement. Now, to create the employment opportunity to those who are displaced, the government has to think how it can create employment opportunities. Privacy and security is another threat in the digitalized economy. Whatever may be the mode of digitalization, hackers are very much active to steal the data and cash as well. E-pollution in terms of its effect on the biodiversity. The digitalization has affected negatively the planet Earth and the ozone. The improvement in the mobile network from 2G to 3G and then to 4G has also contributed negatively to the economy. Again, I repeat, this is my personal opinion. The species such as sparrow, honeybees have found it very difficult to survive, and to a great extent they vanished. This innovation has negatively impacted to the biodiversity. Problem of consumerism. You may have a contradictory opinion regarding the problem of consumerism, because people say that the rich need to spend. When the rich spends, it is going to create an income to the poor. But I also personally feel in this manner. People will start buying unnecessarily because of the digitalization. The convenience of buying will force the people to buy unnecessarily. Inflationary trend will be the result. When people start buying unnecessarily, the question of how to dispose of the solid waste will arise. E-waste management is another threat. They are not degradable. The instruments that you use to digitalize the economy, they are not degradable. It is nowadays becoming the greatest threat to the entire globe. Chlorofluorocarbon is just affecting the ozone. The Earth's magnetic power is getting reduced. The one-to-one relationship will be lost. The world will become materialistic. At the end, human relationship will be lost. Intrapersonal skills, interpersonal skills, personality development skills, etc. at the end of the day will collapse. Digitalization on education now. The digitalization of education sector will lead to the digital addiction. The online education cannot be the replacement for the traditional education system. The classroom environment enjoys the human touch and human relationship. Human beings are the social animal. They need to live and interact in the society. Online education should not become the main part of education. The interpersonal skills, time management, team management, behavioral skills, etc. a student can get by attending the classes physically. The openness, communication, body language skills, etc. are definitely not effective in the online education. Unless a student has studied or got education in the physical classroom, he cannot go to the virtual class. I feel that the physical classrooms are vital, or they are the foundations for anybody opting for the virtual class. It may not be that effective if the student does not have a smartphone, or the area in which he or she tries to browse has the weak network. That means the effectiveness of digitalization of education field will exactly depends on the income strata of the person. He certainly has to have a smartphone connected to a very good internet network. Only then we can have one-to-one interaction. Otherwise, the entire effort will go in vain. Let us move further. The change is the need of the day. The digitalization contributes positively to the way of producing, prices, and demanding the goods and services. If the country is able to control the inflation, shifting to any kind of environment is possible. For this, all of us need to understand the development of economic activities along with the understanding of structural changes that need to take place in the economy. The digitization has changed the labor market. It is important for the people that they have updated their skills needed for the situation. That means they possess the right kind of skills needed for the situation that they are passing through. In this changing environment, to make the economy function smoothly, we need to have clear game rules of digital economy. Let us now study Indian economy in this present COVID-19 situation. It is really a painful time in the world history, that too in the world economic history. The economic situation is devastating in the entire world. But this crisis is not the economic crisis. It is the health crisis. But this health crisis having the devastating effect on the economy. As far as my knowledge is concerned, the kind of economic devastation is very rarely, this kind of economic devastation is very rarely seen in the entire world. That I also feel that this is the economic devastation which is arised after the Third World War. The economic devastation is taking place, making each and every countryman literally cry. The entire world economy is facing the lockdown period. Indian economic activities were shut down. The US faced a lockdown as well. Large part of the world is shut down now. $2 trillion of stimulus have been introduced to make the countries to come out of the economic crisis. The United Kingdom has announced 15% of its GDP to stimulate the economy, that is to the extent of 365 million pounds. Each and every country in Europe has issued a stimulus. Each country has taken steps to protect the human life. Every country felt that the human life need to be protected first than that of protecting the economic activities. Therefore, the economic activities stand still. Japan has introduced 25% of its GDP, nearly $1 trillion, as a stimulus. China went through stimulus and China went through this virus as well. China has seen a 6% decline in the GDP in the first quarter of this calendar year. I also do not think in the similar manner in which you people are thinking.
Nagaraja sir. check your internet.
Connectivity has lost again.
Connectivity has lost.
भगत सर काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे?
मॅडम कनेक्ट आहे, इकडून काहीच प्रॉब्लेम नाही मॅडम.
त्यांची कनेक्टिव्हिटी जातीये ना?
हो. नागराजा सर. Hello, Nagaraja sir.
This is the first question. If the connectivity lost, then how can we continue with digitization and internet online learning and teaching pedagogy?
Yes.
I think I can continue, right?
Yes.
Hello, Nagaraja sir.
I can continue, right, ma'am?
Yeah. You can continue. You can continue.
Yeah. I'll finish it another 10 minutes, ma'am. You know that the social interaction is going to reduce. Working from home is going to become our routine practice. We might be required to live with Corona. China is the largest importer as well as the exporter in the world. It has the largest foreign exchange reserves. Entire world depends on China. India too depends on China. We have the trade deficit with China to the extent of 80 million. The supply chain of the world is interlinked with China. If the economy of China shuts down, then a large part of the world is going to shut down. The manufacturing sector is shut down as they could not get the parts. United States depends on outside the country for medicine and other. More than 90% of its medicine requirements come from outside the country. It imports to the extent of 45% from India. It also depends on China for most of the things. So this COVID-19 will surely make the reshuffling of the supply chain link. China is at 15 trillion economy. It comes in the second position in terms of the economy size. America is ranked number 1 in terms of economy. Its economy is 21 trillion. We will see a massive shift in the supply chain from China to Southeast Asia due to this COVID-19 effect. India might also get a chance to play a major role in the supply chain link, as US and Japan and some other countries are planning not to consider China as their suppliers. If this happens, that is, if the economy of China is affected, China might start dumping its goods across the globe, especially in Southeast Asia and in India. So India must be very careful and see that it has not allowed China to dump its goods during this global crisis. It is our duty to show patriotism at this juncture, as our Prime Minister's earnest request to give vocal to the local. That means the indigenous business need to be supported by the people of the country. Various campaigns on social media have already been started to support Indian goods and services and to reduce the consumption of foreign goods and services. I repeat, we need to give the vocal to the local industries, and we have to purchase more and more the locally produced goods so that the Indian economy comes up. Just remember our Quit India movement, wherein we have given importance to the Swaraj movement called by Gandhiji. I am not advocating any political party at this time. Instead, I'm saying that this movement is nothing less than the pain what we went through during the struggle for our country's freedom. And we have to see that our country has won in this fight. We are finding a negative situation in the oil market as well. As the Chinese market is shut down, it has reduced the demand for oil by 30%. This will make the purchasing power to shift from oil producing country to the oil importing country. India, being the oil importing country, has to capitalize on it. Tourism is the other industry which is badly hurt due to COVID-19. For the last many days, the world tourism industry is shut. Flights are cancelled. The hospitality will come down. The employment opportunities will also come down. If you take Maharashtra itself, there are various tourism places which are badly hurt due to this COVID-19. The transportation industry is worst affected. I don't think the revival of this industry is possible within 1 year. It might take another 2 or 3 years to come back onto the track. There is going to be a permanent change in the behavior of the people. For the last many days, we have seen the people being locked inside their houses. Everybody has gone digital. Internet consumption has also gone up. Most of the people are ordering the goods through internet. They are getting the entertainment through Netflix, Amazon, etc., Amazon Prime, etc. People are getting education online. They are taking up the online courses. This is now becoming a habit. This habit on account of a long lockdown period, I feel. When we see the change in the consumer behavior, the traditional business model should have to be changed. Industries are finding it convenient to make people work from home. In the future, a compulsory working from home may also take place. The real estate business might collapse as work from home is more cost friendly to the business concern. This will make the big buildings that are already occupied in the prime locations vacant, making the real industry to rethink their pricing strategy. 43% of the Indian depends on agriculture. This is 15% of our GDP. Manufacturing sector contributes to 25% of the existing GDP. But we know that in the financial year, April month was completely shut down. In the month of May and June also, major economic activities have not taken place. Service sector contributes to the extent of 65%, but service sector is also badly hurt. This COVID-19 has affected the service sector very deeply. India has given a stimulus of 1,70,000 crores already. Government has to use the barriers to make the investment and to see that the coming years are blissful. It has to make investment in infrastructure, which in turn generates employment opportunity to many. The business has to see that its fixed cost is reduced. The industry should try to reduce their fixed cost commitments. Similarly, the government, they should not send the people out from their job. Instead, they should plan to cut down the salary of the higher positions, at least for the temporary period, so that the people found in the lower level of hierarchy is also allowed to survive in this wide spreading pandemic. Suppose there are two people with 10 rupees and rupees 90 as their income, the purchasing power will be much different than that of the people with rupees 40 and 60 as their income. That means the organization should not send the people out because they even have to survive during this health crisis. At the end, I would like to conclude that digitalization is essential, but the country has to consider the interest of all the stakeholders. It is the responsibility of not only the government, but also of each and every countryman to help the country to come out of this health crisis leading to economic crisis. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Thanks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance. Now the time for deliberations and discussions. The participants may come up with their doubts or suggestions, questions, if any. Pavel sir, please
Our
take
sir,
a
in
charge.
the chat box, there are 3 questions from Mohit Raut and
And Sheikh Shafiq.
yeah. You can
Nagaraja sir,
Yeah, please.
thank you for your informative session.
Thank
The
you very much.
participant has some question regarding
Yeah.
Mr. Sheikh sir has asking what is the future of traditional method of teaching and learning process.
Yes.
Please reply him.
Yeah. I already told that. It's a very good question that I can tell you. Traditional education system cannot be replaced by the digital education system. I feel that the students have to have the education in the traditional way. The human touch the students are going to get only when they attend the classroom. I feel, this is all my personal opinion. You making the students use more and more, the digital format, they will be just addicted to the mobile phones. And especially if you go by the mind setup of the students, the interest level of the student is not that much. The grasping capacity is also not that much. We have to have the one-to-one interaction with the students, which is made possible in the traditional setup of education. I feel I'm right in my approach.
Thank you, Nagaraja sir. I'm Dr. Principal Sushama Bhosle, and
yes, ma'am.
It's very nice, good, informative session. I'm just going through the chats of the participants, and they have so many questions. So, shall I request you that will just send you all questions, and you can answer through the mail? Is it okay for you?
Yeah, definitely,
Because
ma'am.
due to connectivity problem, there is a internet instability, and
yes, ma'am.
Getting some problems in that.
Yeah, please send all the questions through my mail.
Yeah, Dr. Bhava sir will send you all the questions, and also I want to tell all the participants that you should get YouTube link and feedback form also, so you can communicate with Dr. Lipare and Dr. Bhaval sir. As we all know that coin has 2 sides. Nagaraja sir told us both the sides of digitization, and in this pandemic, all these situations, we are facing all these things. So I am very much happy that you are here and guided.
I'm honored, madam. I'm honored.
Yeah, so I just ask Bhagishri madam to continue and go to the last part of our session.
Okay, thank you, madam. Now I request Dr. Vijay Kunekar sir to propose a vote of thanks. Kunekar sir, please.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have been asked to perform the very pleasant duty of proposing vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank today's guest of honor, Dr. Nagaraja, Assistant Professor, Government College, Karnataka.
Sir, you are not clearly audible. Kunekar sir, you are not clearly audible.
Yes, ma'am. He was indeed instrumental in bringing forward many ideas used for the betterment of people in digital era, in pandemic situation and in post-pandemic situation. Thank you, sir, for your valuable contribution to this national webinar. We would also like to thank Honorable Sandeep Kadam, sir, the Honorable Secretary of Parent Institute, Pune District Education Association. Thank you, sir, for your moral support in conducting today's national webinar. I am thankful to Principal Dr. Sushma Bhosle Madam. She is also the convener of this webinar. Her guidance is always a source of inspiration for us. Thank you, Madam, for your support and valuable guidance. I also thank Dr. Subhash Bamal, co-convener of this webinar, who has taken constant efforts for successful arrangement of this webinar. I thank all the vice principals, HODs of Agri College Saswad, chairman and members of organizing committee, teaching and non-teaching staff of college for their support. I would also like to thank all dignitaries, delegates, participants from different parts of India and from Maharashtra who have attended this webinar. Last but not the least, I thank all the technical support staff, without whom I think this webinar could not be successful. Thank you all. Finally, by taking the permission of Principal Madam, I declare today's schedule is over.
Wabai sir, kindly just announce about tomorrow's session so all that participants get clear idea about tomorrow's sessions.
All the participant is informed that tomorrow the link will be provided on 10 a.m. All the participants join before 11 a.m. If any doubt, you can ask in chat box. All the problem will be solved. As far as possible, we all are supporting you to attend all these informative and knowledgeable sessions which is organized for you, and for you today's for your patience listening. We all organizing committee thankful to all participants, and Nagaraja sir has given the informative knowledge, share ideas, new things, and that's why on behalf of PDA Vagre College Saswat, we thankful, most thankful to the Nagaraja sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hello. Can I quit the meeting?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hello. Hello.